Why your beats sound weak. In this video, I'm going to share with you 3 reasons why your beats are sounding weak. Okay, music producers, beat makers, you want to pay attention to this whole video because I'm about to go in. Okay, make sure you hit the like button and the notification bell because I'm dropping a new video every day for 90 days and it's just going to be pure gems, no fluff, no fillers, none of that. All right, make sure you like the video and drop a comment. This helps boost it in the algorithm so other producers just like you can get the help that they need as well. And that's spreading good karma. Whenever you spread good karma, it comes right back to you. Okay, so check this out, man. Sometimes us music producers, man, we'll get so caught up in just trying to make a beat without thinking through it first. So we'll sit down and just for the simple fact that we want to make a beat, we'll pick any sound to start with. Sometimes we spend too much time trying to find the right sound, and so it's a balance between those two things. But when you start with the right tools, you don't have to worry about that. That brings us to our first reason: horrible sound selection. I know as producers, sometimes we just get too excited and just want to make a beat out of anything. We go to the first plugin that we're used to, that we're comfortable with, and then we go and pick a sound that we're so used to, and the beat comes out trash. It's because you overuse that sound, or that sound is just weak from the jump. You've heard this in mixing a lot of times. You can't polish trash. Same thing with making a beat. You can't force a sound to work the way that you need it to. Sometimes you could tweak it, you could do what you need to bring it to life, but why not start with dope sounds from the jump? If you're spending hours tweaking the sound, that means that you should probably exchange it out. And that's another thing that you could do. So if you start off with the weak sound, swap it. I did that the other day. So on one of my last lives, I was making a beat and the beat came out bad in my opinion. And I knew what it was, right? I was trying to force it. I started off with some sounds that I thought I knew could work for what I was trying to do. Sometimes it's that the sounds don't work with what you're trying to do. It's not even that the sound is bad. It's just not a good sound for what you're trying to accomplish. So I was trying to make a beat, and in my head, I had the pattern already. I had the idea as far as like how I wanted the rhythm to be and all of that, right? I had the theme in my head, but the sound that I went to try to use, or the sounds I tried to use, weren't as good. The drums were fine. It was the melodies. And so what I did was I had to sit back for a minute, and I came back to it, and I knew exactly how it should sound. So I switched I had some, I believe it was guitars. I switched them with pads because it sounded better and it opened up the space for me to be able to build on it. So sometimes that's what you need to do, is open up the space by selecting a new sound or swapping out the sound that's not working. 9 times out of 10, when you're trying to make a beat and you're running into beat block, it's mostly because horrible sound selection. The sound isn't working. You're trying to force it to work and it's not going that way. So swap it out. That opens up a whole new portal of energy. Okay. So number 2, bad leveling. Producers, we like to start with the beats super loud. We want every sound to be on in the front, in your face. When you do that, you're closing up the space. You can't hear correctly. You're gonna get ear fatigue rather quickly. Producers, we get ear fatigue too. It's not just mix engineers. Producers, we get ear fatigue, and what that does is it kills the creativity. It kills your creativity, man. It forces, like, it's almost like you just shut down and you don't know where else to go. It's because your ears are tired, man. Just like working out. If you work out a muscle too long, right, and you're just working it, it's gonna shut down because it needs to build back up. That's why you should take breaks. Take a break, come back to it, but level everything. So that's what will help with the ear fatigue, is turning things down. You don't want everything to be super loud, right? Or if your drums are too low and your melodies are on top of your drums, that's bad leveling. There's no way that you're going to feel what you're doing because the drums ain't hitting. That's one of the things you could do first, is make sure the drums are knocking. Sometimes I'll do the drums first and I won't go to a melody until I got the drums in the right pocket, from panning them, from leveling them, making sure the kick and the snare are together. You know, they're not one's not super loud and one's not super low. They're together and they're rocking together. Make sure the hi-hat isn't too loud. It's in the right pocket to tie everything together. So get your levels right, man. You don't want to have bad leveling. That is the quickest way to beat block and the fastest way to making a trash ass beat. Okay, so number 3, right? The third reason, and this kind of segues from what we were just talking about. And number 3 is too much frequency overlap, right? And that could be the loud levels, but it could also be that you got counter melodies in all your melodies, and the chords are all in the same range, the same frequency range. You might start in middle C and do a chord, and then you do a synth lead that's in middle C too, and then you got a sample that is in that same frequency range. You're eating up all the headroom in your mid-range space. So of course your ears are going to fatigue and it's going to sound like trash. You won't be able to get the levels right because these things are competing for the same space. So clean them up. Make sure, okay, cool, I'm gonna do this chord in middle C, but I'm gonna bring the synth lead to the C3, right? I'm gonna bring it to the next octave. And then the sample, I might speed up, or I might slow it down to make it a little lower, or I might just cut off the low end of it so that it's not eating up too much headroom. You can even cut out the mid-range of it to make it sound a bit cleaner. You know, that's the thing. Everything lives in the mid-range. Certain things live in the low end, which is the kick and the bass, but it also goes in to the mid-range too. And the vocals are going to sit in the mid-range. So if you're already overlapping in that frequency, the mix engineer is going to have a time trying to mix that down and get it to sound good. So you want to go ahead and dial back on that mid-range just a little bit so that you open up the space for everything else. Okay. So just a quick gem, just wanted or quick gems, I should say, because there's three of them that I wanted to drop on you real quick so you could take with you and apply it right now. These are all practical tips. So for the next 90 days, I think this is day 4. So for the next 86 days, it's going to be all practical tips. There's going to be a couple of different videos in here too, where I'm showing you beats and showing you behind the scenes of like what I'm talking about so you could bring it to life. But they're all going to be practical things you could take into the lab with you right now. No fluff, no fillers. Okay, so I'll catch you on the next video. Make sure you like and comment it. Comment below it if you're feeling this. If you got any questions or any other subjects you want me to tackle and touch on, let me know. All right, see you in the next one. Peace, love, and beats. Also, go download the Rampage plugin. The Apeshit Rampage plugin is completely free. Go click on the link below and go grab it right now. All right, you're gonna love it.